we're talking about things that, let's go here. I'm just going to I'll go through it one more time. I can email it to you too. But we're talking about which one of these things, if you improved it, would it make everything else better. And the things that we're talking about tonight are mindset, skills, fitness, focus and schedule, goal. We just did the knowledge of the way the horse moves naturally, knowledge of the levels, a support team, and my facility. So we were just talking about how the horse moves naturally, and now knowledge of the levels. For any discipline, it is helpful to know where you are now, but also where you are going. It will help you to understand more why your trainer is working on certain exercises and principles if you start to make yourself familiar with the next level. So if we show up every day at our lessons and we do what our instructor tells us to do, but we're not being proactive about what are the next steps, then we're just kind of a little bit of a puppet for our trainer, right? But if we are going to educate ourselves about what that next level looks like, then we're going to actually not only want to achieve the requirements of the level that we're doing, but we're going to look for even more, should we say, control or preciseness, so that we have an easier time transitioning to the next stage. And I think that this is super important, whether you want to watch videos, watch at the horse shows, look at the requirements, and even read the guidelines. So if I am doing in dressage, the levels are pretty easy to understand. We have walk trot to start. Then we have walk trot canter in USDF test. Then we have training level and first level and second level. And so if we're competing at training or first level, we might go at the show and watch some second level just to get an idea of the new requirements. We might watch, and we want to know where we are. What are the requirements of the level we are in? So we're not just taking our trainer's word for it. We could read it in the handbook. We could read the guidelines. If we're in jumping, what would be the maximum and minimum size fences? How wide can they be? Is there combinations allowed? How many fences would be in a course? Things like that. If we're doing dressage, where, how does the frame change? What kind of transitions are required? If we're riding at second level test 1, but we have a goal of doing second level test 3, how do they differ? What could I do differently to make second level test 3 start to feel easier as I consider entering it? So I think that this knowledge of the levels is super important. And I think that a lot of times we don't regard it. We don't put time into this. So whatever way is going to help you, actually a little bit of everything, I think, is probably the best choice over time. Don't overwhelm yourself, but over time. So if you're at a show, take that opportunity to watch a little bit of your level, and if possible, and the level above. If you have opportunity to go on YouTube or your federation's website and watch some of the videos that they show, I think that's very helpful. And then if you're doing a test, a dressage test, in the side is actually what it is. What are they asking at each movement? And that's important to read, because sometimes we take it for granted what the overlying goal is for each movement, and we don't realize that there's certain aspects of it that we're not doing clearly. So reading the test or reading the requirements on the websites can also really help educate. And then your support team. Make sure to keep the people that bring energy to your goals close, and the ones that drain your energy at a distance. Share your dreams with the people that bring you energy and are truly supportive. But be careful not to share your dreams with negative Nellies. Oftentimes, people will put their own opinions of themselves reflected to you. So you might tell somebody, my goal is really to go to the regional finals, and I'm super excited about that. But the other person that you're talking to might have tried and failed, or might, all just feel that that would be impossible for them, and they're going to spread that negativity toward you by accident. They're not going to say that it's coming from them. That's not you. You have to realize that oftentimes when people are negative about things that you say you want to do, it's because they don't believe they could do them themselves. So keep a list of people that help uplift you when you have a setback, and reach out when you get down. Resilience is a big part of success. So how fast can you jump up after a setback? Build a team of these people that are there for you, even if you're not doing perfect. And take people off the list if they disappear when you're down, but they're only around when you're up. Those are not, that doesn't mean you eliminate them completely as friends, but it does mean that you're going to give them less of your time. And for sure, you're not going to put a lot of energy and effort into supporting them in their endeavors when you feel that every time you have a little trouble, they disappear and move on to somebody who's looking more successful. So keep that list. I personally find when I'm, down in the dumps about something, that it definitely helps me to have it. It's ridiculous because they're super close friends. And of course, they're the first ones that are going to help me when I do get down. Absolutely. But I want to, remind everybody that we don't always reach out when we need help. We're happy to talk to people when we're up and things are going great, and we want to spread our happiness and our joy around. But when we do have a setback, or things aren't going perfectly, or we are doubting ourselves, that's time where we usually hide and look down and stay closed up. So be careful about that, and keep a little list, and just, reach out to one of your good friends if you do lose momentum, you do get down a little bit. And I think that will make that help that you bounce up faster. And then the last one is facility. Be sure to keep your arena, your stall, your tech area, everything as organized, professionally organized as possible. This will help you bring your top game. Some of us don't have complete control of the arena or things like this, but there are certain things that we can do to what is it, to wipe off the chairs or to fix the letters if they get out of whack, or to pick the manure out of the arena. If do we have opportunity to offer to drag it, or just set things up better. Your attack room, even if the other people that share the space with you are not tidy, you need to keep your standards high. The way you do these little things is the way you're going to do those big things. So don't think of it as a waste of time. Don't think of it as not important. Keep your area professionally organized. Keep your tack clean. Keep your boots clean. It will help keep those standards up. Everything we do is a reflection of who we want to be. So we want to present ourselves like we have it a little bit together, like we are a little bit organized. And how you keep up your surroundings will affect the energy and optimism you put into your riding. And it is possible that the people around you are not going to have that same standard. And sometimes it is going to feel uncomfortable, whether you have people that are a little bit leaving their stuff all around in the tack room or the car or your kitchen at home or whatever it is. Stay up, put the energy in, feel good about it. Don't let yourself get down worrying about somebody else who's not taking care of it, and then allow yourself to live in that lower standard. There's 0 point in doing it that way. And I understand it. A lot of my life, actually, in the beginning, I was chastised because I wanted things to be cleaner and I wanted things to be better and I wanted them to be more taken care of. And I didn't have people around me that were interested in that. And then, they would call me, like the taskmaster and things like that. And it did wear on me for a little while until I realized that that's really a sign of how I want to do other things in my life. If I'm applying myself there to how I take care of my tack and how I take care of my room and how I take care of my the arena, even when nobody else is doing it, but they're riding there. That is how I come to my riding. So it's super important, and it is easy to get a little bit down, especially when people aren't sharing your standard, and worse, chastising you because of your standard. But think long term, think long range, think of the person you're becoming to accomplish those goals that you're looking for. And that will help you to put that little effort in to the facility and to your surroundings. So